Hey, good morning, everybody. Paul with you here today. What I wanted to do is I wanted to, I don't usually do a soapbox. Sometimes I do it when I'm walking in the morning. So I've already got about a mile and a half in right now. And I plan to do 6 miles this morning, and then hopefully I can pull it together and do 5 miles at my work tonight. It wasn't cold last night. I don't know. I wasn't motivated to do it, but I'm going to try to be. Now, I'm out here this morning, and it's going to be another lecture. I say another. I haven't done any on this channel yet because I had to leave my other channels behind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain to you my subs, both of them excluded, of course, but I'm going to teach you a little bit about what's going on in the country right now, particularly in Minnesota. You've got an amazing thing happening right now. Sorry, folks. I don't want to get run over by a car. It is a phenomenon right now that is occurring because of the shift to the left. And in my opinion, what this is it's normal for when you don't have world wars. But typically, not regional wars, but world wars. And typically, you have something like this. Throughout history, we've had it. And when you don't have it, and you don't have that kind of pressing matter in your culture, people tend to start digging within, and they want to be the best that they can be with being a good person. And that's what's happening right now. I don't doubt for a moment that the people who are leading us over the cliff, because that's what they're doing, and they don't believe it. They think they're doing the greatest thing in the world by inviting people to come into this country and to make lives here. Now, with Minnesota in particular, it is one of the most corrupt things in the world with their politics there. It probably doesn't come any more corrupt. But no matter, it is a real problem. And the amount of spending over there is off the charts. So, when you don't have world wars, when you look up and you're judging whether the bomb is going to, like whether you have to go left or right or forward or backwards, that kind of keeps you from thinking about maybe having your own city's investigative department for every animal that's run over on the street, because it could be a crime. And that's what you get. You get people who are pure of heart. I will kind of admit this. Probably many of them are pure at heart. But they don't understand the costs involved because they're trying to be good people. And I give that to them. I know they're trying to be good people. But they're bankrupting the country. And they're changing the people. They're changing the people. You know, I told this on my other channel. My dad, when he was alive, a couple of decades ago, he asked me a question when I was like 23 years old or 21, something like that. I was of age. And he said, what makes a great country? And I stopped and I thought about that. And I said, he says, what makes a country great? And I said, that was the exact question. And I thought about it, and I said, like something that we did, like go to the moon, supposedly, space flight, etc., supposedly. I know some people don't believe that we've even been in space. I can't prove it, but I think we've been to space, at least. Because they can zoom in on the space station. And okay, if it's just material up there, but there's an awful lot of it. And human behavior, especially with men, is that if something goes and it gets into space, and it's undoubtable that there are things like satellites, you can see them at night. They're not moving stars that circle the Earth. Because some people like to tell you this is like you can't get out of the Earth's sphere and all that. That's all nonsense. You can look up and you can see. People were like this also in the country. They were told that there were these airfields where planes took off and did 500 miles an hour, and they didn't believe that either. And there's ample reason for that if you're really backwards, like long ago. So you have to. Anyways, let me get off of that because I'm kind of drifting there. Sorry, I'm occupied here with my walking. I'm going right into the sun. So he said, "What makes a country great?" And I said, space flight, mass transit, good schooling. And he just looked at me and he put his hands out like this, and he said, "Great people." And I thought about that, and it didn't mean anything to me at that time. But now I kind of get it. And the people that are trying to install foreign people into this country, in general, foreign people, but particularly people that are coming over undocumented, are very needy, folks. You understand? They're very needy. They need everything and they have very little. And, they try to tell you that this happened long ago in the colonies and stuff. That's not true. You did have people that came over. You had lots of German families came over, but they always kind of made it. They didn't depend on the government. But now, and I just saw the FBI files. I took a look at it. Folks, that fucking border on Mexico, they have so many tunnels right now that are being video monitored and just heavy security by these cartels. They, drugs and people, human trafficking and drugs. And they showed that they broke one of these tunnels. There were, I think, a couple of them, but there was at least one. And the amount of money and the amount of drugs that they're taking out of these places is frightening. And that's what you have. And that's why our country is gone. And you've got these people right now that just think that this is a wonderful thing. That getting these people here is somehow going to benefit this country. Maybe it has some benefits for filling in where we need workforce. I mean, of course. But, folks, if you really look at the behavior of these people that come in, particularly from south of the border, they do not associate with the cultures here. They really don't. They do it by necessity. You'll never see them associating in reality. You never will. You'll say they do, but they don't. It's the same thing with I was walking by the place that does nails, and you've got a Vietnamese nail shop. They're all Vietnamese. And I looked at them, and they're speaking that fucking, whatever it is that they fucking speak. And I just looked at it, and I'm an older man now, and I looked and I said, these people are fucking lost here. They'll never blend into this society. They'll never do anything. It'll always be about their people and their culture, and it will never be about anything to do with the basic foundations and goods of this country. Goods, I don't mean goods like things. I'm talking about the mental state. And I just look at this and I see the country dissolving. And there is a certain amount of rationality in keeping your culture with the people that were originally in it. That's kind of like what you do. But the problem is, without world wars, looking up, seeing a bomb come down and wondering which way you go, people start giving serious consideration to being forced to use solar panels on their house and being forced to buy this car and that car or whatever, or mandatory mandatory crime scene investigation if there's a cat in the road or a dog in the road. That's it. That kind of stuff. The people are doing it to be pure of heart. I grant you that. But they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're causing. Oh, here's another dead lizard. I stepped right over him. All right, he's not dead, but he's gonna die. Okay, you see this? We'll put him back. But you think he's sleeping, right? That's sleeping? It's not. This one is dead. He is dead. And like I told you, a lot of you are so stupid, you just believe whatever people tell you. Out of all these things today, out of all of them, I found two. One like that, and a couple of Cuban anoles that are smaller ones. I think there's only one of those. All the rest of them are quite dead. But again, the first thing that pops in your mind is that it's like you're a fucking moron, and you're saying, oh, they come back, they sleep. You're a fucking moron. You don't understand one thing from another. I've been showing you this for 5 days, and still most of you are so stupid that you don't listen. You just want to tickle your own fancy. You've heard it before. They tell you about this. These creatures come from the Amazon rainforests and places where it's warm. So they come to South Florida. I'm not sure if they have. There's another one that's dead. This one is not reanimating. It's dead, as I told you. I hadn't seen that one before. But the smaller ones live up in these little trees and so forth. But a lot of them died. The first night got them because the winds were so intense. They were probably over 50. I think some of those winds were about 60 miles an hour. And when you combine that with 33, 34 degrees, which is what it was, it just killed them straight out. They might have survived for a couple days, but they were so weakened, they perished. So what I'm telling you is I see the country dissolving in front of me, which leads me to the next topic, which is breakdowns in the line of communication and implementation of orders. And right now what we're seeing that happen. Yesterday I saw something about the Department of National Security, whatever it is, it's ICE. They had a mole, and the mole was talking to the people who want to bring illegal aliens into this country and change everything about this country, not just fundamentally, but just change this country altogether, with their natural hatred for whites, or what they view as whites. So this is their agenda, and they will stop at nothing in order to be able to do this. So, as I told you, this was so dangerous because you're going to have a breakdown in command, and certainly there was. They found a mole. I saw this. I read it yesterday, I believe, on Drudge. And that mole was going to the protesters and to those in camps, and he was revealing the tactics, what vehicles they were going to be using, the license plates, and the times that they were going to set up, etc., etc. And Noam, that woman there, whatever her name is, I forgot her name, the pretty girl, and I heard her today, and she's no dumb blonde, folks. I mean, South Park hates her. I mean, they really hate her. But I listened to her for the first time. I heard her voice and what she said, and she's making sense. She said she was ashamed of these mayors in Minneapolis encouraging people to take pictures of these agents, hinder them, get in their way, and do everything possible so that they could put them in as much danger as possible, therefore making them not want to stay. Trump pulling out 700 troops and leaving 2,000 is a partial castration. And this is what I was afraid of. I was afraid that there would be a breakdown in command. And that's just what you're seeing now. But it's getting worse. Because the mayors, the traitorous pig mayors of Minneapolis and St. Paul and all the rest of this, they're encouraging the people to try to hurt our agents. That's for sure. You don't have to argue with me about that. And all this tomfoolery that you're seeing with women getting lead in their head because they can't follow simple directions, and they know that they're superior people. And that's what this is all about, folks. The idea with this is to make homosexual men and women higher than us because they have this higher sense of being. That's what that's all about. I'm sorry to tell you that. That's my opinion. And now, when they're going after these people and these people are getting shot and they're getting messed with because they're interfering, it shows that they're not very smart and not very good people. And this is a black eye to the homosexual community. And not only that, a great deal of the homosexuals wanted, in fact, not the great deal, all of them wanted the arm poke. They wanted you forced into it too. But that was because they were homosexual. Homosexuals have a near 100% compliance and obedience rate for that. Very few, very, very few would even consider not doing it and not forcing you into doing it. So now we have these people and others that are trying to instigate trouble over there in Minneapolis. And what do you want me to say? It's already happening now. It's already happening. We've got terrible things going on. We now have the police forces that are being encouraged by the mayors of their city and their governors and whatnot to essentially fight the federales, which is the ICE. And this is unheard of. This is even worse than a breakdown in the chain of command. So, folks, I don't know if you know how close we are to chaos. But you're going to turn on that television that you think makes you so smart. And you're going to tune in one day and you're going to see something really going down. And it's going to be a focal point, and we're going to lose. The people who want to keep this country the way it was, without all this fucking garbage going on, we're going to be outnumbered. We are. Because the technology and the smart people that are showing you how bad you are as a white person and so forth and so on, or if you just don't support their cause, they're so good at it now that it's winning Republicans over. Most Republicans right now are Democrats. And it's ridiculous. I look at this. Folks, I'm going to end it with this. They need to put maybe 50,000 people into that area of Minneapolis, and they need to make sure that these people know that it's dangerous to go over there and mess around with the federal agents that are trying to do their job. And they are trying to get criminals out. There's probably others that they're going after too. That's too fucking bad. That's too fucking bad. That gets onto your fucking panties and puts sand in your fucking panties. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Enough is enough with this fucking garbage. And, this is what's happening. You're going to tune in one day, and you're going to see this, and it's going to get totally out of hand. They need to send in 50, 60, 75,000 troops, and they need to show who is the boss. Because like I told you before, I did it on my other channel, I guess. Somebody has to win this. You can't have the department going out on a big secret mission, and then one of the people in the organization is revealing everything. And then you have all these protesters that are hindering operations. You can't have it. So somebody has to win. You either have to put so many flashbangs on them that they don't even know how to get up. And then you get them to the hospital or wherever, the morgue, the hospital, whatever the case may be. But something has to be done because Trump just dropped his pants. You just simply cannot have this. It's going to get worse and worse. So keep it here. Subscribe. Be nobody. And I'll be here with my next soapbox. I don't know. I do it maybe every week or two. I walk in the morning, so I like to have some company, and that's what you are. All right, folks. Take care, and I will see you later. Enjoy the video, I hope, and subscribe. Bye.